Well, that was great. We had a crash. Probably a bug in the map somewhere, more than likely. And that just killed it. So, yeah, the game just died. It just crashed. So it'll load automatically for wherever the last autosave was. But maybe this part of the map's got a bug in it. Let's just get my wheel back in place. That's obviously the thing that can happen with maps. Unless that gets fed back to the guy that does the map, then he won't look at it. So I don't know how many of his Russian mates will have told him. But anyway, hopefully it'll be okay to get to the end. We're probably back a couple of miles now with that.
Are you ready for the best backseat drivers you've ever had?
Yep, let's get this show on the road.
Well, we're not that far back. Well, the worry is that it will crash at the same spot again. We'll soon find out. Now, that's the other problem with when you're streaming live and you have a crash. On Twitch, for example, they don't really give you much time to get your stream back up and running. If something dies, they don't give you enough time to get things started again, and it'll be split into like 2 streams. Whereas YouTube, the one good thing about YouTube is that usually you've got enough time to get the thing, get XSplit and that restarted. Because you have to restart it to start the stream again when the game kicks in, because the XSplit won't pick up the game unless you start it when the game is running. You get problems like that, so it should be one stream on YouTube. They give you like 2 or 3 minutes to get back in before they kill it, whereas Twitch doesn't. In fact, now that the thing's shut down and restarted, I don't know whether YouTube is working again, because YouTube's been very temperamental. Well, I've still got what? How many miles we've got to go? 32 miles still to go, so it's still saying another 45 minutes roughly, which is about right enough.
Continue straight.
Oh, that's good. Right, it's just him that's holding us up. trying to remember when I started this stream. It must have been about 20 past 10 or something, so we're coming up to 3 hours fairly shortly. Done it again. Too close to the guy in front, he crashes into the truck that's at the side of the road, I crash into him. Down to 27 miles now. the same time. Was it a three-way conversation with an Australian and a Korean? Nobody's going to understand one another. Big long drop down here where this is going to end up. Oh, that's what I meant to ask you, Polo. Is it, would you normally be out of the house and in an office doing this crap? I think that's far more enjoyable at home than it is having to go to an office. Plus you can take your tea breaks when you want, and you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder asking for an ETC, which is annoying. When's your ETC? Whenever it's done, for Christ's sake, we can give me peace. Oh, I can believe that. Yeah, give it another 6 months and they'll kick your ass out the door.
Continue straight.
Well, this is what June. I've been. This is my 6th anniversary. I got a 5-year badge last year. They send you a 5-year badge through the post from Tesco, a little red badge. And because I started, it was either May or June, whenever it was. So it's now 6 years I've been in .com. and I had my best wage last week, the best wage I've ever had, and I'm ever likely to have. I mean, looking at my wage slip, I had my basic, and then I must have had about 9 or 10 other additions onto it, and it was like, you had bank holiday overtime, because I'm contracted for a Monday, so anytime there's a Monday bank holiday, I get bank holiday overtime. I also get bank holiday nighttime overtime, because I'm starting to work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've got 2 hours at the nighttime overtime rate, and then you've got overtime rate, then you've got nighttime overtime rate. Oh, it's been good for that reason, but it's not good getting to bed at 8:30 at night and getting up at 2:30 in the morning. That part I do not like. So desperate to get this done, I'm undertaking. there. Oh shit. Miles to go. And that's about a mile less than what I drive to work each morning, which normally would take me about 20 minutes, between 70 and 80 mile an hour. And the game is saying it should take about another, is that 24 minutes or something? Mind you, from where I live to where I'm going in Glasgow is just motorway all the way. Straight out of the house, just leave the top of the town, straight onto the motorway, and then straight off the motorway into my work. Done. The rain's here. I need to fall back off him a bit again. What, another crash. Crashing into parked trucks. Has been on the road for at least 3 hours now, I would think. Right, let's get past him. This won't last long, this I would imagine. We'll be back down to a single lane in a minute or two. Like that. Be a bit brighter if it hadn't been for the cloud and rain. to this final leg, we had 126 miles still to go. Pretty certain that's what it said. And we've been on the road for what seems like 3 hours anyway. To do 100 odd of them. Desperate to get past these guys, and I can't do it in the proper manner, and in the inside we've got the posts at the side of the road that I'm going to run over. Timber turtle. To 9 miles now, single figures. stopped in the bumps. GPS. We see our destination coming into view. Nope, we've got 7 miles to go. Just tick down to 7 miles. That's what I meant to ask you, Ron. So have you been away? Oh shit! Oh dear. I think we had to take evasive action there. What was I saying? So have you been away playing shooter's pool? You've certainly not been playing VP4. Oh, Restream pops up in the chat saying, I've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. That's good to know. 85 of them were Polaments. If you haven't been around and you haven't looked in, I'll tell you what's been happening. I don't play shooter's pool either. I go in from time to time and have a look round, but I mean, a couple of weeks ago I went in and they had about 160 people online playing the game, and at the same time we had about 50 odd in the VP4 lobby. And obviously, with it being sort of past the peak with this COVID thing, there isn't quite as many there now, and there's not quite as many in VP4 now, but they've had an awful lot more, and they use Facebook an awful lot more than what VP4 ever does. I mean, the last thing that Steve actually posted on Facebook on the VP4 page was my stream. Nothing else of interest gets posted on there. And plus the fact you've also got like 4 or 5 guys who are streaming Shooter's Pool on Facebook. Whereas to my knowledge, you've got one person in VP4 and nobody else has got any interest in streaming. Mind you, I have to say, well, We've had in VP4 in the last 2 or 3 weeks during this tournament, we've had Moz, who is no longer in the tournament, but Moz and his two mates, none of which play VP4. The two of them were streaming his matches, and that was on Twitch. Oh, he's got a fair few bob put by, as well as the pensions he'll have had put by as well over the years. But no, that is a case. It's not an endless supply of money. So I mean, Steve is what he must be. He can't be a kick in the arse off 60 or maybe 61. And you know, guys in his situation and the type of jobs he's had over the years, they're well past their retirement dates. They've usually retired and moved to Miami by now. Well, that depends how much investment you put into putting out there, and that was never done. And again, it's the same things I keep moaning about. There's no, there's no customer interaction at all from the developer to the public. There's little and no information given to the public about the roadmap for VP4, where it's going to go. And I think the simple answer to that is going nowhere. It hasn't went anywhere for 7 years, so it's unlikely to change overnight. And he's got it the way he seems to want to put it. Whereas there are things that's needing changing and updating, and Shooter's Pool's got a far better store than what VP4 ever has. It's cheaper for the queues, cheaper for your cloth stuff and all that. You can create your own tournaments if you want. I mean, there's a lot of good things about Shooter's Pool. A lot of things that should have been in VP4, and VP4's not willing to adapt and survive. And what you do is you steal the best bits off the other folk that are doing it better than you to try and improve your situation. You go on and on and on and on and on about what's wrong with the place. Well, Shooter's Pool is streets ahead in the quality. I mean, even the quality in the tables. It's got a finished snooker table that looks 10 times better than what VP4 is. I mean, all of that is good. I just don't like the fact that the aiming level is still too high for me, and I can't get into it, and I'm not prepared to spend that amount of time getting used to it. Whereas there's other guys from VP4 who you will have seen in the past, who have long since gone out the door and moved over there. Fluke plays there all the time. Magica, he plays there all the time. You'll never see them back in VP4. Jimmy, who played a bit of snooker in here, he's gone to Shooter's Pool. There's quite a few have voted with their feet and gone. I mean, the best that VP4 has had during this crisis was 92 one night I was in. It got up to 92. It's never broken 100 in all the 7 years it's been out there. And it got to 92 and it's never been near 92 since. I think it got to 72 last night. So it's the same little group of people. I mean, you've got Sylvia Swiley, who's come out of the woodwork in the last 2 weeks, and she's been playing loads of tournaments. Oh dear. So she's like one person that's come out of the woodwork. during this time who we haven't seen for a long while. And other than that, there's been no change. How many miles are we still to go? Like 3 miles or something. I mean, she's not been in VP. She was never in. I'll tell you how long it is since she's been online. Unless she has a separate profile, she's not been in VP4 from the day it was launched. I've never seen her here from the day it was launched. Rich, who used to play here, that's Shaz's man. He's long gone. He hasn't been in for years. The old BP3ers, what's his name? I'm trying to remember his name. Who changed his name? Aye, him. Yep, he's long gone. And I'm trying to think of the other ones. Mr. Z or Mr. Zoo, as he changed his name to. He's never been here in years. All the old VP3, and Larry's still here. No, he's not here. Hasn't been in for years. Who else? Trying to think his name. You know, what's his name? Gareth. That was his real name. What was his VP3 handle? He's never been in VP4, or at least he was for a very short time with a different profile, with a new name. And I think he was in for a couple of days and we've never seen him back since. What's his name? Lucky Q. He's one of my best mates in VP3. You'll remember him, or Lucky Charm as he was. And he disappeared about, what, 3 years ago, and he's never been seen since. I checked on the obituaries in Oklahoma and everything. I did a big search and I could not find the fact that he maybe died. And of course there's been a few players have died, not during the COVID crisis, but before that came along. Right, there's my destination up ahead on the map, or on the GPS. Hang on a minute, wrong button. That's another wrong button. That's what I'm trying to do, trying to get zoomed in. Yeah, there's, I mean, there could be a few people have changed their names and haven't made it known to anybody, or just made it known to those that they want to make it known to, but the vast majority, names that you'd recognise have disappeared. What's his name? Monkey Man Jim was another one that played VP3. He's on, I've got him on Steam, but he's playing Football Manager and all of these things. These are people that have completely lost interest in Virtual Pool as a game. Completely lost interest in it altogether. McClarkey's been in, yeah. If you look at the, I think he was in the 9-ball tournament there. He went out early on, but I'm sure he was in it. But again, he only pops in now and again. He's not here regular. Is that the rain stop? You know who was in 2 weeks ago? Nuno. I know there's a guy who's again was in Virtual Pool for like 2 days when it first started. Virtual Pool 4, disappeared and haven't seen him in 7 years, and he came out of the woodwork 2 weeks ago. Metallica, Nuno from Portugal, he was in, went into a challenge room, played for an hour or so and has gone, and we've never seen him since. What's his name? What do you call him? Rich's pal, who was very good at the snooker. What do you call him? He hasn't been in for years either. Oh Jesus, my memory's terrible. I can't think his name. Oh, Tony Sam's been in the last couple of weeks now and again. Matt Magic, yeah, Matt Magic, he's not been here for years. And what was Gareth's name? Did you say his name? You know who I'm talking about when I say Gareth. I mentioned him, but I never saw his name appear. I can't remember his handle. What was his bloody name? I sold him when VP3DL came out. I ordered them from the States and sold him one. Oh shit. What the hell's his name? I mean, we're talking. I mean, he was very good at the 9-ball. Played in a lot of tournaments. What was his name? Oh, it'll come to me at tea time or before I go to bed tonight. Right, well, we're up here somewhere. Let's get zoomed in. We need to find our way in, and that's the worst thing about this in darkness. I wonder if oh, I sat man, he's never been here. Yeah, he's never been here. Well, it must be in here on the right. I don't think James May's going to give me directions, but I think it's in here. Well, there's a parking spot there. Yeah, Satman is long gone. I'm going to make it there. Oh dear, why can't I think of Gareth's name? I mean, he was very popular in VP3. What the hell was his name? Oh, that will annoy me for the rest of the day. For some stupid reason he decided to change his name when he came on to VP4. For that 2 nights that he was on and then never came back. I'm nowhere near parking this thing. Look at this shape. I can't see what I'm doing in the dark. Over the bloody place. This trailer's a lot wider turn than I think it is. I'm trying to get through the letters of the alphabet to remember his name. No, it'll never come to me, I don't think. I mean, this parking is going to take longer than the whole trip. I can't see the trailer and where it's going. That's about 6 attempts I've had at parking this thing. It's embarrassing. That'll do, that's near as damn it. Where's the T button? Right. And thank God for that, we are finished. In fact, it says the driven distance was 512 miles. Well, 488, that was the original distance, but that includes the detours that I had to take. Right, that's the wheel out the way. I can get a bit more comfortable. Right, so, well, that's going to be the last on this map, because this map isn't compatible as far as I know with the new version, or at least I won't be testing it. So I'm going to uninstall all my mods and upgrade the game to 137. I take it Polo's gone. Polo's had enough. Or is he still listening in? What the hell was his name? No, I'll never remember it. I'll be lying in my bed. No, Snooze Hughes, that's the one. That's the one, Gareth. Yeah. Well, as I say, he came in for a short while in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the game, and then he disappeared. And he hasn't been anywhere near the place. Or like I say, he may well have been in with that new name, which I can't remember. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to have a cup of coffee and sit in a soft seat for a little while to recover. And hopefully I'll have an update from Keith about what's happening with his computer, and find out if he can get this match arranged against Bedhead, and if so, we'll be able to get it recorded and get it up on YouTube at some point. So until we meet again, thanks for watching, take care, stay safe and keep your distance, and I'll see you again soon.